Hello, guys. My name is Dejan. I wanted to come to you guys today because I really had an important topic that I wanted to come to you guys. All those people who are dealing with tinnitus, I wanted to come to you because I've been dealing with this for 2 years. It's been a really hard journey for me to go through. It's been a lot of ups and downs in that journey, but I do have some information for people who may have the same symptoms that I have. I can give you a little bit of brief history about what's been going on with me. So, as I said before, I've had this condition for 2 years now. How it started out is I noticed it when waking up with my daughter crying. She screamed really loud, and so I that's when I noticed like a ringing in my ear. It was I think it was in my left ear. So it started with my left ear, and it was like an on and off. It was kind of like an on and off thing, I guess, if you want to put it that way. How it was for me, it basically whenever somebody would talk or there was like a noise, the duration of the ringing would stay the same length of the noise, and once the noise stopped, the ringing would stop. Then I don't know if it was like maybe a couple weeks later or so, I noticed it was a continuous ringing, and it started to affect my right ear as well. So um, during that time frame, you know what I mean, for the first year, it was a really frustrating thing. I blame my daughter for it. It really affected me because I blame my daughter for it, and that's something that I was really conflicted with. I mean, she was a newborn, and I didn't want to feel that way towards my child, but I was so bothered by the noise. I'm sure a lot of tinnitus sufferers, you can understand this. You tend to get very irritable. You're angry, you know what I mean, you get depressed. Is you know what I mean, it's a whirlwind of emotions that you go through. So fast forward, I went to a ENT, and they had seen that my turbinates were really swollen. So they had got scheduled a surgery for me to get them reduced. We had before that we had tried some medicines. The medicines weren't working for me, like steroids or you know what I mean, doing like the nose spray. That stuff wasn't working. So that's when we resolved to go ahead and do the surgery. So we got the surgery. Fortunately, it didn't work. Tinnitus was still there. So fast forward, another year, still really bothered by this. And then I started to notice some neck pain. So during that time, I was starting to get really bad neck pain. I started going to school for medical assisting. When I was going to school, my teacher was actually a chiropractor. He spoke so highly of chiropractic work and things of that sort. And so I really was interested in it because he was saying how, you know what I mean, when your body's out of line, basically a lot of things can happen. So I went up to him after class one day and I asked him, did he think that maybe my neck had something to do with the tinnitus? And he said that it possibly could. He did let me know it was a tricky thing, and I'm sure tinnitus sufferers, you heard that from plenty of doctors, sorry, plenty of doctors. And so I said, okay, well, I still want to go ahead and give it a try. So I went to a chiropractor. And for as far as the neck thing goes, it was getting better. One thing I didn't mention is I was getting a lot of headaches with it. I'm sorry, with the neck pain. So when I was going to the chiropractor, that was helping a lot, you know what I mean, with the headaches, but the tinnitus was still there. So, fast forward, now we're in, year two. This is the continuous of year two, actually. And so I had to stop going to that chiropractor because my insurance actually had went out. So my husband was, switching jobs. So once he was able to get a job again, I started going to another chiropractor. But I found that that chiropractor really wasn't adjusting me like I was getting adjusted at the other place, and I was still experiencing headaches. So I decided to stop going to them for a couple of weeks. And here recently, I just went to another chiropractor. And so this chiropractor, he was amazing. He is amazing. He did like a whole examination of me. He had me open my mouth like, ah. Once I did that, he seen that I have TMJ. He said that because, and I have been told that by a dentist a couple of months before, this, that my jaw, I have TMJ, which basically it's the joint. A TMJ, it stands for, I'm reading a note. It stands for temporal mandibular joint dysfunction. That is what TMJ is basically what most people would know it as lockjaw. And with this, I'm going to read you off the symptoms that you would experience. And I just want to, give this to people who may be experiencing this. So, what you would experience will be facial, neck, or shoulder pain, inability to fully open your mouth, locked jaw, difficulty chewing, toothache, headaches, neck aches, dizziness, earaches, or hearing loss, or tinnitus. And so when the chiropractor said that you have a little TMJ, that may be the reason why your ears are ringing. And I said, oh, okay. Because my dentist, like I told you a couple months ago, my dentist told me there was nothing that you can do about TMJ. And so this guy said, no, no, no. I said, oh, I know it's nothing you can do about it. And he said, no, no, we can adjust that for you. We can go ahead and what we would be doing. He did a demonstration. It would be pretty much essentially just kind of like tapping it in place, the jawbone in place. And I said, okay. So he put me on the table and he did that adjustment on my jaw. And just to give you some more background, sorry about the tinnitus and the tones I was hearing. At first, the tone was very low. I didn't hear it when I was like, walking around the house. But as far as, longer I went in these 2 years, I started getting different pitches and it would be loud. It would be buzzing. I would get buzzing, the ringing, sometimes roaring. I would get that, but I associated that with my neck because that's what I believed for so long. But actually, when this chiropractor did the adjustment on my jaw, the tinnitus has come down. The buzzing, I hear it. It's still there, and I don't want to act like this is something that just goes away overnight. I know it's going to take some time the more I go to the chiropractor, but the tone has come down. So I wanted to share that with you guys to give you who may not know because tinnitus is so overlooked by a lot of doctors, a lot of ENTs themselves, people who work on ears. It's very overlooked. I was told by my ENT that after she did my terminal reduction, there was nothing else she could offer me. So that at that time made me feel very hopeless at the time because I'm like, what I mean? What do you mean? There's so many other things that you can try and try to look. She didn't even, I had to go and research myself that, tinnitus can also come from, eustachian tube dysfunction. I also was experiencing where my ears would feel clogged up and things like that. They didn't even try to research into that. It was just like, okay, well, after this, okay, you go away. And I really didn't like that feeling. And I know that a lot of you guys have experienced that because tinnitus is very overlooked. So again, I wanted to share that with you guys. I hope that really helps you because so far um, this has just been truly a blessing for me that this is helping me. It's been a really really tough journey, like I said, and I want to help whoever may have some of these symptoms and let you know that maybe you can see a chiropractor yourself and maybe you can get some help as well. So just I would just try to think about it, and if you want to try that out, I think it'll be a great thing for you. So I hope this helps. Again, thank you for watching. I didn't say thank you for watching, but thank you for watching the video. And again, I hope it helps somebody. God bless.